Peace be with you, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Trevor. Really grateful to have you here today, and in today's video I'm just going to be doing a review of my weekly wears from the previous week, from about December 18th through the 25th. Just kind of taking a look at what I was reaching for given the weather conditions. So without further ado, I'm just going to get right into the list. Monday I reached for Versace Eros Parfum. It was about 30 degrees Fahrenheit. It was nice and sunny, so I was in a good mood because we've been mostly cloudy this December. And this was just like a nice playful fragrance that I could go ahead and grab. Nice, mass appealing. I did get a compliment from one of the servers on this one, and the mint in here is just something that is really nice for me to reach for in the cold weather. It's kind of like if you ever chewed like an Orbit mint bubblegum in the cold, and that waft of the cold air around your mouth makes it feel extra icy. That was kind of the vibe I was going for when I reached for this one, and it did not disappoint. And then also the vanilla in here just harmonizes with the cold weather, and the sweetness and everything just made it really smooth, really nice, really icy, but super pleasant and playful, which matched the sunny kind of atmosphere and good mood I was in. So that was Monday, Versace Eros Parfum. I don't own either the EDT or the EDP on this one, but I think the Parfum is a little bit less attention-seeking and more well-rounded and better suited for somebody in my age group, 30 plus. So Tuesday, I got this in the mail. I finally got an email from Aura Fragrance to let me know it was back in stock. I've been waiting for them to get it because it's the best price that I've seen, although it jumped about $10 since I originally saw it listed there, but it's still about 30 bucks cheaper than I could find it at the other discounters, and that is Tom Ford's Ombre Leather, the Eau de Parfum version. So I've been wearing the Parfum a lot lately, but this one I've been waiting to get my hands on. I've only tested it at a Sephora, but now I own it in my collection. And the Parfum, I think, is better suited for the fall time, and it's something that I can get away with in a little bit warmer weather. But this one I was really excited to get for, given the decline in temperature here where I'm at in the Midwest. So Tuesday it was still sunny, but it was dropping down about another 10 degrees, so we were in about the 20 degree Fahrenheit range. And this was just a nice, little bit more dense, a little bit more sweet version of the Parfum that I'd been wearing. Really glad to have them both, if only just because I was afraid of running out of the Parfum. Not anytime soon, but I do like the sense of security I have that I can get this scent profile with a backup bottle now, because I do enjoy wearing it that much. So that was Tuesday, Ombre Leather Eau de Parfum. Wednesday. So Wednesday it started getting a little bit more cloudy, and it was still right around 15 degrees Fahrenheit, so we're still dropping down in temperature. And I wanted to reach for something a little bit more dense, a little bit more sweet, and this was really the first wearing that I got out of this one, full wearing on a day, and that was Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé. So this one is really beautiful, kind of a nice teetering between Dior Homme Parfum and Prada L'Homme Intense. So you get a little bit of that soapy clean iris in here, but also some of that chocolatey sort of sweet lipsticky iris that you get in Dior Homme. Just a beautiful fragrance. I don't get too much of the boozy notes that are supposed to be in here, but they do show up in a subtle fashion, at least off of my skin. Didn't get any compliments on this one, but I thoroughly enjoyed wearing it for myself, and this is probably one of my favorite designer lines. I've got the Intense version, the Cologne version, and the Boisé version, so I still need to get my hands on the EDP and the original, but overall, Iris being one of my favorite fragrance notes, this was incredibly enjoyable to wear on Wednesday. Okay, so Thursday, if you've been keeping up with the weather at all, you know that the Midwest, and a good portion of the U.S. in general, but particularly the Midwest, was getting hit with these insane blizzard conditions. Luckily, the forecasters were saying like 30 inches of snow, but we only got about like 2 inches where I'm at. But being a delivery driver for a restaurant, I was out in the thick of it. We didn't halt our delivery service, so we were out there kind of like SpongeBob was when he was delivering that Krusty Krab pizza. Thursday, when the blizzard was setting in, it was like negative 5 degrees was the temperature, and I went ahead and reached for Colors Man Black from the House of Benetton, because the blizzard conditions really were more windy than it was snowy. I mean, like I said, we got about 2 inches of snow, but the wind gusts were such that I was really having to put my head down just to sort of walk forward outside. But the wind helped kind of give the sillage off of this fragrance. Like, I was catching wafts that were so beautiful that just made the drudgery of being out in that blizzard a lot more enjoyable. And like, I was catching wafts off of this all day, still could smell it on me when I was back home at the end of the shift, so this was like lasting a good 9 hours all day on me. Just a beautiful lavender, vanilla, and nutmeg and oud, like a kind of synthetic woody oud, but just like incredible enjoyable wear, long lasting. Definitely, like I said, you know, this is a fragrance I like to hype up on the channel, and I definitely got a beautiful wearing out of it during the blizzard. Made that a lot more enjoyable an experience, and that was Thursday, Colors Man Black from the House of Benetton. And then Friday, so Friday is sort of like my favorite day of the week, and I like to grab my higher end fragrances on that day, and this was one that I haven't worn in a while. I've been waiting for the right conditions. So the temperature dropped even further, so we were looking at like -10 degrees. The wind was still really bad given the blizzard conditions, so this one also was giving me incredible wafts in the air as the wind was circling about me. It definitely warmed me up given the cold temperature as well, and that is L'Eau d'Essai Pour Homme Noir Ambre. As you can sense from the name, ambre, this is a predominantly amber fragrance, and there's some really nice woods in here that give it a cozy texture. I did get a compliment on this one when I wore it on Friday as well. Just a beautiful fragrance. It's a little bit hard to come by. I was lucky enough to find this for around $90 on fragrancebuy.ca. This was really one of my first wearings outside with it, and it did not disappoint, let me say that in the least. So I'm looking forward to wearing this one more in January as the weather conditions sort of kind of creep into those negative degrees. But yeah, this and Colors Man Black made my wandering around in the blizzard delivering food a lot more enjoyable than it would have been had I not been somebody into fragrance. Okay, so Saturday was Christmas Eve. I was spending some time with family, given that they were celebrating, and we went down to my wife's mom's house for dinner, and I went for Jaipur Homme Eau de Toilette. So I did a full review on this fragrance on that day. You can check that out, one of these two corners here. I'll link the video, but beautiful soapy cinnamon fragrance, just nice and classy, a little bit more mature, but yeah, just got such an enjoyable experience out of this one. Sprayed it all over my clothes, just was catching beautiful wafts of it all day, just felt really classy carrying it around with me, nice and sweet and cinnamony, just matching the festive environment that was going on. We finally got out of the blizzard conditions, so the wind had died down, but it was still only about 5 degrees Fahrenheit where I was at, so the nice spicy aspects of this and then the sweet vanilla were really cutting through the cold, but then the soapy aspects helped me feel nice and embodied in my well-dressed attire for the occasion, visiting family and whatnot. So definitely check this one out if you haven't. It's definitely niche quality for the price tag. It's only like $35. Anique Minardo, master perfumer behind it. Jaipur Homme Eau de Toilette. And then finally Sunday was Christmas Day. I went to my brother's house and met up with my sister, her kids, and my parents. And I reached for Chopard Oud Maliki. Beautiful sort of tobacco cola, or like almost like a butter beer from Harry Potter. If you're familiar with that series, it's kind of like a butter beer with tobacco. It's got some certain bright, I don't want to say quite fizzy qualities, but it's like a flat cola. And then the wearing gets a little bit buttery in the mid, and then it dries down to a nice, beautiful, powdery tobacco. But overall, this is just very classy and elegant, and just matched that holiday party vibe that was going on. There was a lot of fragrances I almost reached for instead of this one, but just for whatever reason, I decided to go with this. It was matching the weather and everything really well. Again, we were right around like 10 degrees Fahrenheit, so things were starting to move back in a good uptrend in terms of warming up. But yeah, nice, enjoyable wear all day during the day on Christmas Day. Chopard Oud Maliki. And then a few more mentions here. Throughout the entire week, every night I've been, after taking a shower, was reaching for this fragrance for my bedtime fragrance. And let me tell you, this, now that I've gotten some more wears out of it, definitely recommend this one. I was lucky to find it for around $43 at Perfume Empire, but I think it's going for a little bit over $50 on Fragrance Net. But I did recently find a new discounter that I think ships from the UK. I placed an order with them yesterday. I don't know if they're legit or not. I kind of took a shot in the dark. I'm going to get back to you and let you know if they are. And if they are legit, then they've got some good prices on this line, and you can find them in the cheapy range. And so I definitely recommend it, though. This is such a beautiful jammy rose, like a sweet jam made out of rose with some saffron to sort of sweeten it up, or like help accent the sweetness, but then add some spiciness. And I think there's cypress in here as well. This is the only notes listed, but I feel like there's a lot more going on, although it is a little bit linear. And so just getting right to it, this is Angel Schlecher's Sublime. Yeah, Sublime Rose. So this is the same perfumer who's done Percival, Leighton, I think Pegasus, as Hamed Muradi Kashani is his name. This fragrance is awesome. Like, I've got another one in this line called Deep Leather, and I just tried ordering a patchouli fragrance in this bottle type, but incredible quality. I just love the smell of this so much. It's just so sweet. It reminds me of a little bit kind of like Shagaf Oud minus the oud, and yeah, it's just like super buttery, sweet, jammy rose. Incredible quality for such a low price. At least if you can find it for under 50. I think Fragrance Net is like charging $60, and it's the only place you can find it right now. I still think it's probably worth it at that price range, but it is a little bit, like I said, I've only been wearing it at for bed. It's like kind of niche in that sense. I don't know where a good environment to wear this one out to is, and it somewhat is a bit feminine because it's so sweet. It's definitely a red fragrance. It matches this label here, but this line is definitely worth checking out if you're a collector and just trying to get something that's in the hidden gem sort of category. Really recommend this Sublime Rose from the House of Angel Schlecher. And then finally, those were all the fragrances that I did end up wearing during the week, but I did make a really nice come up. So I bought a fragrance for my brother a few years ago, like in 2018 for his birthday, and he's not really into fragrances, and this fragrance became incredibly hard to find, so I asked him if I could trade him or buy it back from him. I've never actually gotten a full wearing out of this one, and I don't even remember what it smells like, so I'm going to do a first impressions on this fragrance, but I saw it mentioned in one of Robe's 08's unicorn fragrance videos recently, so I made the offer to get this back off my brother. I'm going to trade him a bottle of Tom Ford's Costa Azura to sort of replace it in as his only one fragrance, because he's not really into fragrances. And he's got like a deviated septum, so he can't really smell that good anyway, but I did come up on yesterday, on Christmas Day, with Enchanted Forest from the Vagabond Prince. This is from the, I believe the people who established the website Fragrantica. This is their house, the Vagabond Prince, and they unfortunately just stopped making this fragrance. You can still buy the other 3 fragrances that they have on their website, but this one has been unavailable for like 2 or 3 years. So yeah, beautiful bottle, super rare. Really glad I came back up on this one. I'm gonna get some full wearings out of this, and but probably do a first impressions or like virtual first impressions, since I have smelled this once, but it's been years and I've never actually worn it. But just wanted to share in the excitement of coming up on this fragrance this week. So that was my week in fragrance. Let me know what you've been wearing this week. Let me know if you've tried any of these, if any of these sound interesting to you, if you haven't gotten your nose on them, and I appreciate you sticking with me to the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.